Today we'll write a C program for Fibonacci series. So in mathematics, the Fibonacci numbers are commonly denoted by f of n, and they form a sequence called the Fibonacci sequence, such that each number is the sum of two preceding ones starting from 0 and 1. Like so, f of 0 is 0 and f of 1 is 1. So f of n, if we try to give f of n as a function of f of n, then it will be f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2, but n is always greater than 1 because f at 0 is equal to 0 and f at 1 is equal to 1. So the sequence will more or less, I'll just write down the f of n minus 1 plus f of n minus 2 and f of 0 is equal to 0, f of 1 at the same time is equal to 1. So this f of n is equal to f of n minus 1 denotes n is greater than 1. So we'll quickly go and write the C program now. Import include stdio.h main. So in the main function, write printf, enter the number up till which you want. Rather that's misleading. Alright, enter the number of sequences of Fibonacci series. Required. Yeah, this is more reasonable. I'll just scan that somewhat, scanf mod b, and we'll go up till n. So this int n. So now what we'll do is that we'll try to make fib as a function. Suppose we make a function as fib and we'll pass n from here, this n from above. So fib will be like int of fib. If we try to describe fib in terms of fib of n is equal to fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. So just gives the definition as return fib of n minus 1 plus fib of n minus 2. So this will be an integer and hence the return type is an int. But also f of 0 is equal to 0 and f of 1 is equal to 1. So to accommodate that, we can just write f of 0 is equal to 0 or f of n is equal to 1. Or maybe a better way would be like if, say, the above n, this entered n, if this n is less than equal to 1, then we can just return n, because suppose say if n is equal to 0, so we need to return 0, which is true. F of 0 is equal to 0, as if suppose n is equal to 1, so 1 is equal to 1, so it will return 1. So f of 1 is equal to 1. If n will be greater than 2, so it will return, now it will go into 2, fib of 2 minus 1 plus fib of 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So now this value will return fib of 1, which is again equal to 1, and so on. It will keep on iterating. So this gives our Fibonacci sequence. Now what we need to do is that this fib will be an integer value here when we call it, and we want to call it up till n number of times. So we need to iterate here. We need an iteration for I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, and I plus plus. And inside that we need to have this function, this fib of n minus 1. Since the value will be I here, we are passing I from above from the iteration, so I'll change fib of I, and we store it in some L value, so we just call it value. We need to declare the integer value here. And at the same time we need to print all the values. So mod d, give some spaces, value. I'll add some extra lines here. Copy them, same. Now we'll try to run this program and see if it works. We have declared n, we have not declared I, we need to declare I. Now n has been declared, I has been declared. Fib of I, we don't need to declare the function as we have already written it on the top. Value has been declared, so hopefully this should compile. We'll give 10. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Okay, so we have a problem here. We need to start the iteration from 0, because fib of 0 is also into accommodation. So once the value will be 0, fib of 0 will be 0. So that's been missed out. Yeah, now this is correct. Also, if you see that if you type as just for us, if you say 3, it will give me 4 values, but the question could be misleading, like enter a number of sequence of Fibonacci series required. So in the I we need to remove this equality, so now it will give me exact number of values. GCC Fibonacci dot a dot out. So now I get only 3 values. Suppose I give a larger value, 10. So now we have exactly 10 different values. So this is the C program for Fibonacci series.